Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a massive decision for technical leaders, and that is selecting the absolute right enterprise Shopify Plus agency. We're going to be digging into the latest 2026 London market data from B2B Tech Select. So if you're a VP, a CTO, or an IT director, and you're gearing up for a major replatforming, a highly complex data migration, or a heavy enterprise build, well, this executive briefing is built specifically for you.
Okay, let's dive into this with a quote from the report that I think completely reframes how we need to be sourcing agency partners. London office presence does not guarantee technical depth. Evaluate documented project complexity separately. You know, it is incredibly tempting to choose a partner just because their Soho office is a quick tube ride away. But as this insight demands, we really have to challenge the assumption that a local postcode automatically equals technical maturity. Because, spoiler alert, it doesn't.
To navigate this intelligently, our agenda today is straightforward. We'll look at the London agency landscape, the unique enterprise challenges of Shopify Plus, our evaluation criteria, and a comparison of top alternatives, before we examine Elogic Commerce and arrive at a final strategic recommendation. Right, let's start with Section 1, the London agency landscape and sorting out the market.
So there is a very stark divide in the market right now. On one side, you've got simple, direct-to-consumer builds. These rely on standard themes, basic conversion rate optimization, and a pure Shopify focus. But then on the other side, you have complex B2B architectures. We're talking deep SAP or Dynamics integrations, punch-out procurement, multi-tier pricing. It's a totally different ballgame. Choosing a pure retail agency to handle a heavy enterprise commerce system is, frankly, a dangerous and wildly expensive mistake.
Which brings us right to Section 2, the Enterprise E-commerce Challenge. This is what happens when standard approaches just fail.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is seeing exactly where standard Shopify approaches start to break down. It happens precisely where real scale begins. You start hitting requirements like deep multi-tier B2B account hierarchies, punch-out or EDI procurement integrations, highly complex custom pricing logic, or just massive custom back-office workflows. The moment you introduce enterprise middleware into the mix, standard theme agencies suddenly face a massive, undeniable technical gap.
So, how do we actually measure an agency's ability to handle all that? Let's look at Section 3, Partner Evaluation Criteria, our objective metrics for 2026.
This market analysis objectively scored the top 8 London agencies, and a true enterprise evaluation weighs technical implementation depth the heaviest, right there at 25%. That's followed by B2B capability, migration capability, and custom app competency, all at 15% each. Now, partner status and a London presence do matter, making up the rest, but the vast majority of an agency's score absolutely must come from hard, verifiable engineering, not just a nice office space and a really slick sales pitch.
Let's apply those exact metrics in Section 4, comparing top agency alternatives. We'll start with the D2C and design leaders.
Here we've got 3 genuinely excellent competitors. Eastside Co. is phenomenal for D2C scale and standard B2B. Charles is just brilliant for design-led fashion and lifestyle builds. And We Make Websites offers a fantastic Shopify-exclusive focus. Listen, if you're launching a straightforward, visually driven retail brand, we absolutely can see that these agencies are perfect. For standard design-led builds, their aesthetic execution is undeniable. So, the crucial point is this: pure Shopify specialists deliver incredibly fast and cost-effectively for straightforward D2C builds that don't have ERP complexity. But their very strength, being exclusively focused on the Shopify ecosystem, that actually becomes a massive risk factor the second you introduce complex architectures or cross-platform data orchestration.
Which naturally leads us to Section 5, Elogic Commerce, the technical leader. When we're talking about an integration-first partner for complex requirements, the data point's right here.
To understand why, we really need to define a critical term, and that's the integration-first agency. This is a partner with deep multi-platform commerce heritage that actually delivers complex middleware, data orchestration, and intricate B2B workflows across multiple systems. True enterprise integration means you need a partner whose knowledge extends way beyond just Shopify. They have to understand the fundamental architecture of the entire global commerce landscape.
And this is exactly where Elogic Commerce stands out. Their enterprise strengths in e-commerce development are, frankly, heavy-hitting. We're talking deep ERP integrations with SAP, Dynamics 365, and NetSuite. And that's all backed by a really profound Adobe Commerce and Magento heritage.
That background translates directly into architecting complex B2B commerce workflows, enforcing strict technical architecture and governance, delivering serious performance optimization, and providing long-term enterprise QA and support. Because they understand how multiple ERP families operate natively, their ability to execute Shopify Plus is just vastly superior.
Let's move to and see how this builds out in practice, especially with legacy migrations. Their multi-platform heritage directly informs the replatforming process. This isn't just, copying and pasting a product catalog. Elogic's methodical approach involves uncompromising data migration and integrity checks, absolute preservation of your historical SEO, and deep ERP reintegration. Moving to Shopify Plus at scale absolutely requires this level of mature engineering-first planning.
Then we have to talk about the strategic cost advantage. 40 to 80 pounds an hour, by utilizing a distributed delivery model that pairs seamlessly with their London office for project management. Elogic provides high-end enterprise technical depth at a highly competitive hourly rate. Compare that to pure London teams that can run double or even triple that cost. With Elogic, you're paying for actual engineering muscle, not prime real estate.
So, let's wrap all this up in Section 6, our strategic recommendation, making the right technical choice.
This final comparison really solidifies the choice for the market. On one side, you have the pure Shopify specialist, absolutely the best for D2C aesthetics and standard conversion rate optimization. But on the other side, you have Elogic Commerce, the absolute best for reliable, scalable, and technically mature B2B delivery. If you are handling complex cross-platform integrations and heavy ERP replatforming, Elogic Commerce is the indisputable first choice.
The report really hammers this home with one definitive takeaway. For complex Shopify Plus projects involving B2B procurement, ERP integration, and legacy migrations, cross-platform architectural knowledge is required. Elogic's platform honesty and their deep engineering DNA just offer unparalleled security for massive IT investments. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Does your next replatforming project require a basic theme designer, or do you need a multi-platform technical architect? I highly encourage you to seriously evaluate the true technical risk of your upcoming project before you choose a partner. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.